Hi everybody, this is Brian David Marshall, and I'm here at the Magic Party at PAX. As you can see behind me, everyone's having a great time, and they're getting a chance for the first look at the new cards in Innistrad. Let's talk to Innistrad lead designer Mark Rosewater and get a little insight into the cards.
We first came up with this set 10 years ago. 10 years since we first came up with it.
What took you so long?
Well, I got to convince other people to let me do it. It took a while. But I mean, this set, the thing I love about this set is I've done a lot of sets. This is my 13th design, ironically enough. And this is the first set where I said, flavor will rule all. Like the first meeting I sat down with my team and I said, this is about horror. If it's about horror, it goes in. If it's not, it doesn't go in. And as you look around, like this set oozes horror.
Dripping with horror?
Yes, it is dripping with horror.
So tell us a little bit about the set in terms of, you know, what are people going to expect when they, you know, first dive into Innistrad?
Well, I think what we're trying to do, number one, is we wanted to take the horror genre, bring it to Magic, and do sort of fantasy horror. And there are vampires and werewolves and zombies and ghosts. Humans are tribal for the first time. There's a mechanic all about caring about things that died called Morbid. There are flashbacks back. We have a super secret thing coming soon that we haven't talked about yet, so I did talk about, but soon. But by the time you hear this, we already know it. And the set is just, it's all about trying to capture the feeling of a world in which monsters exist and humans are being hunted at every level and just are fighting for survival.
So of the cards that we've shown around here today, what's the one you're the most excited about?
Of the cards? I mean, for example, the fact that we made Wooden Stake, which is just a card, you know, it's equipment that you can kill vampires with. That's the kind of thing the set is. It's like, of course there's a wooden stake. It's a set about horror.
This is a card that I think is amazing.
Right, so this card was, what we did is there's 4 main monsters: vampires, werewolves, zombies, and ghosts. And in Mythic, we wanted one monster of each one. And so this is the kick-ass vampire. So she can choose whether to kill you or turn you. And that's the whole flavor of the card.
Right, when you talk about the flavor of the set, I'm really struck by, you know, it's a vampire bite,
yes, exactly.
Corrupts you and turns you into a vampire.
Exactly, and one of the things vampires always have to face is, well, do I kill you or turn you? And so we're like, well, the queen of the vampires, she's going to do exactly that. And you as the player have to think, oh, do I want to kill this thing? Or, oh, do I want to turn it so I can use it? You know, and the set is dripping with flavor. Like, you know, as you walk down like a Link Inquisitor, you know, here is, we knew if we were going to have monsters, we had to have a monster hunter. And here's the monster hunter with protection from vampires, werewolves, and zombies.
Yeah, I love this card. I love the art on all these cards, too.
The art is amazing. Jeremy and the team did an awesome job. I mean, the set has a very distinctive look that is different than normal Magic, but yet feels right. It feels really good. I think it's amazing art.
So even the mechanics in this set seem very flavorful. Tell us about Morbid.
Okay, well, Morbid is, we were trying very hard to make a mechanic that cared about what horror cares about. And when we came up with this idea of death, could death matter? And so Morbid is all about caring about death. Did something die? And it makes you play in a very different way than you normally play, because you might attack wanting something to get killed. So your opponent is like, oh, is he attacking? Is this a bluff? What is he doing? And so Morbid has a very interesting play in that normally in a game you want to kill things. But now in the world of horror, maybe you don't. Death is a double-edged sword.
And then the other mechanic that I was looking at is you can actually put a curse on someone in this set.
Oh, yes. So one of the things we wanted to do is we made a list. In the first meeting, we made a list of everything that horror is. And one of the things on our list was curses. We're like, how do you do that? And then we said, oh, enchant player. You just curse your opponent. And so when you put curses on them, things get bad and they get worse. And there's lots and lots of curses. And there's a few cards that even help you make a curse deck. We haven't showed them yet, but they're there.
All right, well, there you have it. We're talking to Mark Rosewater about Innistrad here at the PAX party. You can hear the music. Everyone's having a great time. And you can have a great time with Innistrad at Innistrad pre-releases on September 24th and September 25th at a store near you. Hey, everybody, this is Brian David Marshall at the Magic Party at PAX. I'm here with Zach Hill, and we're talking about Innistrad.
Yeah, oh man, Innistrad's my favorite set that I've worked on since I got to work at Wizards, so I can't wait to talk about it. I'm super excited to...
Yeah, this is a big day for everybody, getting all these cards out in the public. And
even for us, even though we know what all these cards do, it's the first time I've seen a lot of art and seen the total picture for these guys. So, I mean, a lot of this stuff's just as new to me as it is to you guys.
Now, I was talking to Mark. and he was talking about the idea of designing cards from a flavor perspective, then you kind of get saddled with the job as a developer of like, how do I make tournament playable cards that are very flavorful? Does it work?
It absolutely works. You know, I mean, you get a lot of things from the designers that say this is supposed to be this is supposed to be an idea, but as a developer, you know, you want the tournament environment to look like the environment the cards make. So you just have to make sure that the things that work as concepts also work in terms of gameplay. And, you know, it's not easy to do, but you want to make sure that the coolest cards are stuff that people can play. So
one of the mechanics that, I mean, I think has proven itself in the past to be tournament worthy is coming back in this set.
To say the least. Yeah, Flashback is back. And this Devil's Play guy right here, you know, Flashback's a really exciting mechanic. It's very powerful, it has a ton of design space, and there are places to go with it that we haven't explored in the past. So I think this is a great example of it. You know, use your X spell earlier, and then you can just cast it later when you have a lot of time. I know, you know, some of the other cards have been previewed. We put opposing color dual lands in the set so you can cast, for example, Flashback cards that may branch into other colors. I don't know. What else have we done? We'll see.
I gotta tell you, the crowd around Woodland Cemetery, you know, you don't usually see that kind of crowd dying to get into a cemetery, right?
Unless it's a really special cemetery. On Innistrad, things don't really stay dead that long, so.
So yeah, it's black-green, and then if you have either a forest or a swamp, it comes into play untapped.
Right, exactly. It's like the M10 lands, except, you know, for enemy colors now. So it's the first time that we've been able to really balance those out and see what that does to the environment.
So I'll bet you can't wait to see these cards hit the tournament scene.
I can't wait to see how wrong they get to prove my internal playtesting efforts. You know, we always have an idea of what's going to get played and what's going to be good, but, you know, it's always great to see what the real world does to it and see if our ideas match up with what actually happens. It's the most exciting time of the year by far. It's like being a kid at Christmas, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. But we're pretty sure everyone's going to have a good time.
Oh, I hope so. It looks like by judging the party, people are already starting to, so.
All right, well, I'm going to let you get back to your partying.
Awesome. Thanks, BDM. I'll do that. Take care, man.
So there's your look at the MTG party at PAX and all the Innistrad cards that are being previewed here. For more information about Innistrad, you can go to dailymtg.com and get more information and find out where you can find a pre-release on September 24th or September 25th. I'm going to go back inside the party and mingle.